straight out of Ngaruawahia, New Zealand. Here's Maurieo. Hello, Maurieo Live, number 013, road trip. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, this is my 13th road trip, and this weekend I have been away with a group of friends on a mystery weekend. We've been doing this now continuously for more than 20 years. Every year we discuss exactly how often we have been, but our memories are fading by the year, but we believe it's way more than 20. So this weekend we went to Whitianga, which is on the Coromandel Peninsula on the east coast of New Zealand. It's sort of, in the terms of the North Island, I guess it's a recreational centre for here, and a number of friends and colleagues have a what we call here in New Zealand a batch at the beach, and that is what goes down. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm just about to move my live chat there. I just want to give a little bit of a space around it like that. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been up to this weekend. We've been away with this group of friends. We left on Saturday morning and we drove to Thames first off, and stopped at a cafe there, and I've got some photos of that in the background. And then we moved on from there. We went to Whitianga and booked into our motel, the Anchorage Motel, and then we went for a bit of well, I took a few pics of the beach just straight out in front, beautiful Mercury Bay, and there's little snippets, as you can see. That's just a little framed shot through from the motel. And yeah, we went there, and then we went for a bit of a walk downtown Whitianga. It was actually pretty busy, really. There was people everywhere, mostly in the hospitality sort of things. The steaming wiener, we came across that. I'm not quite sure what happens there, but yeah. There was a great weekend. Well, it always is. I mean, it's more the company that you keep, you know. And we've been going away, and our friendships have stood the test of time, including this weekend. And so we've yeah, come away, and we have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, nothing too serious. And yeah, that's been it. So came away from way from that. We on the Saturday night we went to an Irish pub called Gracie. Oh, I've forgotten the name there. I've had a mate with the same well, the same name, not Malone, but O'Malley, Gracie O'Malley, Grace O'Malley, who in fact was a bloke, not a woman, as I had thought. But anyway, it had all this history there at the pub, and that was pretty good, rather interesting. And of course, there was a test match on, which was on at the pub there, but it was a very cold night. It was predicted to get down to around about 1 degree. At some point there, and very cold night. I'm just trying to do some adjustments to my green screen here. Very cold night, and we had some heaters in the bar, but it was chilly. very chilly, even with my jacket and that on. So we thought we could, a couple of us thought that we could go back to the motel and get the test match streaming on the picture there, actually, and that was our intention. So myself, I actually had my laptop with me because I'd been trying to do an on the road, my daily vlog on the road, which I did, and my little gadget bag has all sorts of HDMI cables and stuff in it, so that I can use that at my work at Wintec, and always have a projector available, so that I can do my job, actually, because sometimes I need a lot of options. Well, I like to have a lot of options, because one of the things that motivates me the most is that when I'm standing in front of a group of people, that I'm not making a big clown out of myself, and part of that is having a good handle on the technology and making sure it's doing what you're supposed to do. So I have all sorts of little tricks and things there. Anyway, one of our group has they subscribe to Sky, and they have the Go Sky app, and on their phone they could access it on their phone. So I said, well, as long as we can get the phone to go, to go into the get that to that, and you can download the app on your laptop and that. So we went back and hooked up the HDMI cable to the back of the TV in the motel, and got that all fairly well organised, and and then used the mobile phone as a hotspot for data, for Wi-Fi data, because we had a couple. Oh no, what happened there? We used it for data there, but the battery was flat on the phone, so we had to charge that up. So we're overcoming all these little problems, and then we eventually got the Wi-Fi on the screen and started and downloaded the app and logged in. Couldn't get the app to go. It wouldn't go on my laptop screen. So then the next thing was that the thing was on a Samsung phone, and we had a Samsung smart TV in the motel. So we just actually pushed a button, and the app live stream just came up on the TV. And so we sat down, in the relative comfort of the motel, with a reasonably sized screen, and watched the first in the Bledisloe Australia versus New Zealand series. Watched the game, and New Zealand had a pretty good win, as predicted, but early on there, the Aussies were they were in front at the start there, but just by a couple of little points, but they sort of lost their way a little bit, and the New Zealanders ended up just running over them, really. So so that was our the meal at the motel. The meal at the Grace I've forgotten that name again. O'Malley, Grace O'Malley, or O'Malley. Grace O'Malley's. Well, the meals there were of a pretty good size, and I always, when I go out, I'm not too dexterous with the old knife and fork. It's a bit of a problem for me, so I always order something like a type of finger food, and I ordered ribs, which is usually what I order. Well, they brought out this plate of ribs, and I should explain that I usually take my steroid every weekend, which I usually take it on the Saturday, and I've got to be a bit careful with my food, what I do, because there's certain foods, especially spicy foods, and some things can, you know, be problematical. So I decided, well, instead of taking my steroid on the Saturday, I'd take it on the Sunday. So that meant I could have be a little bit more, take a little bit more time, well, a little bit more. So they brought out this plate of, well, ribs, yeah. And I tried my best, because I always see it as a bit of a challenge, which is the bad thing, but I had other things in the back of my mind, so I was unable to eat all of them, but I enjoyed them, enjoyed myself. I got sauce from yeah, everywhere, and yeah, and then I had a little a nice little cheesecake. Well, I wanted to have a pudding, because they had cheesecake. It was nice cheesecake with a beautiful sauce on it, and yeah, and a bit of I think it was cream. I think it was a bit of cream. It was lovely, very nice. So yeah, so we had that lovely meal, and good company and a few jokes, and carry on, and yeah, we went home. Went home and watched the test match. A couple of the two couples stayed on, and apparently everyone left. We texted them to say we had the thing streaming, but everyone left and went. Everyone at the hotel left, so they grabbed all the heaters that were in the room and put them around them. And so they were quite toasty in the end, and watched the test match on a very big screen. So yeah, that was all pretty good, and yeah, a great evening. So well, while we're here, we have no one's in tonight. So I'll just keep going with my story. I've actually got here a little bit of a list of things to talk about, so that I can keep things moving along. So last week I was a little bit ill prepared, so I'm going to go. Well, I'm hoping to go for an hour. We'll just see what transpires. But yeah, it should be all pretty good. So yeah, so that was the Saturday. So got in. Well, I got to bed about midnight, which is pretty early for me. Truth be told, pretty early really. And I hadn't on the steroids, and yeah, my lovely wife had gone to bed a little bit earlier. She's not a well, she's an Australian, and they weren't doing so well. No. And went to bed, and she went a bit earlier and turned the electric blanket on. So I popped in about 12, and yeah, lovely and warm, nice and toasty, and great little bed. Slept really well. And yeah, we got up in the morning, and tidied up, showered, and whatever, and off we went down. Well, we went downtown to another one of the food establishments there, and had a little bit of a breakfast, and it was, well, it was a cracking day, beautiful day, really wonderful. We had breakfast. We're facing the east, so you know, out into Mercury Bay and the environs and that there. Had a great view, and yeah, had a breakfast. Well, yeah, breakfast and what have you, and a bit of chat and a bit of coffee and tea, and well, I'm a cup of tea man. The coffee's just, with all the drugs and medication and what have you that I've take, I find that coffee is just, yeah, it gives me the shakes. So I drink tea, which apparently has got more coffee in it, more caffeine in it than coffee. But No, I drink 6, maybe 4 or 5, 6 or 7 cups of tea a day. So, yeah, so I had a cup of tea and something gentle. I took my steroid in the morning, Sunday morning, so I'm going to keep an eye on my food, what I took. So I got some pancakes. Pancakes. They were pancakes with a nice, pancakes with bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs. And, yeah, bit of... It was mascarpone. I'm not sure. I never knew what mascarpone was. Or was that? I think it was. Yeah, whatever. Some sort of cream or something. And yeah, it was very nice. Very, very nice actually. And yeah, so it was great. And from there, we went. Well, we started to head home round about. Midday, I think. Oh, we had a bit of a look around at a couple of lookouts and things, and so we made our way back to Thames, there in the cars. We had 2 cars, so we had 2 couples in one car and the other 2 couples in the other car, and so we headed back to Thames to another little cafe there in one of the hotels there, and had a bit of what was the last one? We had breakfast. Oh, well, I guess it was sort of lunch. It's sort of an afternoon tea, really. I had another cup of tea and a muffin, and yeah. The waitress came out with I was one of the last ones to get my little bit of food, and the waitress came out and with the muffin, and she said, "Muffin?" Yeah. And I indicated to her and put it down, and then when she left, I said to my mates, well, actually, my name's Morris, but you can call me Muffin. And a typical dad joke, but they sort of gave me a bit of ribbing and teasing about it, but yeah, that was pretty good. That was a sharpish one there. So yeah, that was there, yeah. And well, we from there, it was sort of around about 2 o'clock-ish, and we were going back, going to head back, which meant we would have got back about 4-ish. It was about a 2-hour drive from Thames, in the Firth of Thames, there. It's yeah. So we, I was with a mate of mine, and we've got this mutual friend, I guess. Now my mate, the guy that was driving the car, has known him for quite a number of years, more than I do. But it's all he teaches at, or has been a tutor at Wintec, and a carpentry tutor, and he's a very interesting. He's a character, a great character actor. It's always fun and laughter when Bill's around. And so he said, "Oh, how about we pop into where Bill lives?" And I'd never been there. He did pop round to my house there for a while, and Bill's into all tractors and carpentry, and he's just bought this bit of a property, and he's sort of got lots of work to do there, and he's just collected a lot of stuff over the years, and he's trying to organise that. So anyway, we popped in and had a wonderful time with Billy. And now Bill and I share the same last name. We're not we're unable to trace any blood relationship through through genealogy or anything Apart from the fact that I told him once that, well, I've looked it up on the internet actually. I should do a bit of a vlog on that or something. I must write that down at some point here. That I have read on the internet with a thoroughly reliable source, I would say, that the the O'Neills can trace their way back to the they were the servants of the Pharaoh, and they found baby Moses in the bulrushes, and they found him there. This is the story that they tell. Now remember that the Irish are known to be great raconteurs and storytellers, but this is recorded somewhere on the internet there, and so and then they variously made their way through to Ireland, where they might have told this before, but it wouldn't hurt to tell it again here, where they decided that obviously, I don't know how many of them found Moses, but whatever, they'd managed to obviously get quite a few clans and whatever together, and finally made their way to some point where they were able to have a boat race of some sort towards the island, this thing, and so they decided beforehand that the first person to touch Ireland, the first one would be the king of Ireland, and so they set off in their boats towards Ireland, racing away. And the O'Neill boat apparently was, was falling behind, and looked like they weren't going to win. So no king for you, buddy. What they did was, the leader of the O'Neill clan cut his hand off with a sword, and just when he got to shore, he threw it ashore, and the hand was. The red hand, the red hand, or the bloody red hand of O'Neill, was the first one to touch the shores of Ireland, and so we became the first king. Now that's where Billy and I, of course, that's how we trace. It's from there that our clan, the O'Neill clan, grew somewhat considerably. And so, that's how we go. So we had a wonderful time there with Billy and Cheryl, his partner, and so we left there. Oh, I don't know. We left there maybe. Oh well, his place is probably an hour from home, so we might have left there around about 3:30, 4ish, and headed on home and dropped off home, and that was it. That was our road trip. Another wonderful mystery weekend with a marvellous group of friends, all sorted out again. So bloody great. Enjoyed myself. So now I've just got back here to base, as I said, round about 5, and I've done the Where What Who vlog, and I've done maurieo vlogs, and just spent some time to set up this maurieo lives. Been going 25 minutes, and so far no one's in. I've had a few people coming and going, but no one in the chat there just yet identifying themselves. I'm a bit later than I usually are, so some of my some of the people that have been on before might be past their bedtime. It's 11:35 here in Ngaruawahia, New Zealand, and I'm been on the steroids, so probably don't need to go to bed. I'm not feeling tired in any way whatsoever. I'm sort of raring to go, and chat is coming easily. I think I've gone pretty much continuously now for 26 minutes without too much stopping. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So what happened? Well, what happened during the week? I'll just have to say this is probably my first full week with the ultra fast broadband, and it's bloody good. It's very fast. You can see here I'm live streaming, you know, with pretty ease, which is really good to know. Yeah, so it's fantastic. It's enabled me to, well, where I've noticed it most is in upload speeds. So typically something like Web Crap of the Week, which I produced on Friday, in case you missed it, some of the best crap on the web, I have to say. Yeah, shameless plug. Be sure to go and have a look at it. Web Crap of the Week. Yep, on my channel, Maurieo Vlogs. Yep, that's the one. And go for that there. Have a look at that, and yeah, we'll so totally lost track there. Web Crap of the Week. Oh yeah, the ultra fast broadband, uploading that, I mean, it used to take maybe an hour or so. Now I'm finding the uploads with the ultra fast broadband, the uploads are taking minimal time actually. It's the processing that's taking pretty much taking the same amount of time. So that's possibly, in my interpretation of it, the uploads are happen in minutes, you know, 2, 3, 4 minutes. No, it seems, and then the processing sometimes might take longer than the uploading, and I think this is occurring at the YouTube end, where they're taking their time to process it and make the video available. But it's certainly given me a lot more time to get things done. Works hard. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you. You're not coming up there. I'm not. What's happening? I've got you on one screen, but not on my main screen here. So I don't quite know what's happening there, but I've just been talking about my thing there. I'll just have a little bit of a check with my Works Hard, just to make sure I can with my chat, just to make sure I can get it going. So yeah, I don't know what's happening there, why it's not going so well, but I thought I had it sorted, and apparently not updating. So oh, that didn't go so well. Oh, there we go. So hopefully that'll update now, and on the road to go home from holiday. Oh right, I've noticed you've been on holiday there. So how long have you been on holiday? Yeah, I did a video. Actually, I did my daily video today, and I usually upload them and watch them, and I noticed that I'd forgotten to say smash that like button at the end, and I thought, oh, well, it Works Hard will be getting in, and oh right, 7 days. Okay, yeah, I've been yeah, I've seen your videos come through, and I'm meaning to go back and have a look at them, but I've been pretty flat tack this week, and I've actually been on holiday myself for, well, the weekend. We went Saturday morning, stayed Sunday night, and we've come back to this. The photos in the background here are the where we went. And so there, and you've been to one of the is that one of the Disney ones that you went to? I sort of had a quick look, and yeah, just wondering how that where you were. I've got to catch up on those videos and have a look. But 7 days, wow, that's good. And I hope the kids and all enjoyed it. Yeah, I think we even saw a couple of photos there of Mr. Works Hard as well, and in recent times anyway. So yeah, looks like a wonderful times all in all. It's great. So yeah, this is Carnival cruise to the Caribbean. Oh, look. Oh yeah, okay. And did you have some stop-offs there, and you know, some time on land at all, and that as part of that, or is that, yeah, the Caribbean? Yeah, I've always, I think I know. My geography's not that flash, but I've always heard good things about Jamaica, and yes, and I've always wanted to go to Cuba, which I'm not sure whether that, I think you said your sister went there. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll do our best, but it's great to see that you're on board there, and lovely to hear from you. Nice and refreshed and ready to get back into life as it is with in the commercial world. That sounds great. So good to hear from you. So yeah, alrighty. I'll just go on to my next topic, but if something comes up in the chat, more than happy to stop. So feel free to interrupt me. That's never a problem. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to that was I think just watching here. I've just got one watching now, so I think Works Hard had some pretty poor reception there, but she's a great supporter of me and my channel, and always if she can, she pops in and drops off a like. So that's marvelous stuff there. Great supporter, really appreciate it. That's so good. So yeah. So perhaps on to another topic that happened up this week, and that is we had an event at Wintec, the Wintec Next event, which was yeah, that was pretty. I thought it went really well. So what that is an event where the employers, the local employers, so we had 3 local employers that were offering various packages by way of jobs and experiences to our students. So we managed to get our students, they had to register for the event and then come along, and then we had these guys all talking, you know, they all talked to them and had little presentations to make, and then we went and had some nibbles and opportunity for one-on-one questioning and that sort of thing, and students were able to sign up with their CVs and what have you, and potentially you know, go through a process of getting a job. So that was that. You know, it was the first one I've been involved in. I think we had one previously the year before. So the event itself went really well, and obviously we've reflected on it, and there are a few areas in there that we certainly could improve on, and we're having some discussions with the employers and things like that. So it was, from my point of view, it was a great experience just to meet a few of our the employers that employ our students. It's a big part of what we do, trying to get this seamless transition of of all sorts of students from school or international through our processes, gain a qualification, and then move into a job, hopefully. So yeah, that was an interesting experience there for so for everyone, and really, as I say, went fairly well. So that's all good. You'll see me flicking my head around all over the show. What I'm doing there is I've got my second screen, so I'm sort of producing this video at the same time, which is something I normally do. But I'm just checking that I had a bit of a problem there with the chat, and that it wasn't updating on my output screen, or my sort of screen that I have here, and going to the output. So that's why my head's darting all about like a some sort of animal on the lookout for a predator. But yeah, so yeah, all in all, that was pretty good. Now I just thought on the current events and things like that, the big thing that's happening, well, the big thing that I'm seeing through here in New Zealand, so I don't actually watch any television or television news. I get most of my news and information from various sources online, talking to people and things like that. And it was quite noticeable over the weekend, some of the areas that my friends who obviously watch TV news and some of the documentaries and things were sort of seeing things slightly different to what I was. So I did become aware of some of the things I'm not viewing. I'm sort of part of me, I'm suffering from a bit of FOMO, a bit of fear of missing out, but yeah, I'm not too worried at this point. I'm quite happy with where I'm at. But one of the big things that seems to be around in this topic is the concept of free speech. A number of people appear to have, or a number of people on various platforms and things seem to have been, well, a new word now, deplatformed. And their voice cannot be heard on some of the popular platforms of the day. So this free speech is, is a very big issue, and I personally think it's very important that people be able to put forward ideas, and the contest of ideas, I think, is key to our civilization, whatever it might be, moving forward. And the moment that you stifle that by the use of power of whatever form, it obviously puts limitations on progress, real progress. So I've been a little bit watching that, and the bans and that, and its effect on free speech. But the big question now seems to be, who do you believe? I've seen a few. I've just read one interesting sort of comparison, I guess, of one of our local guys here, Dr. Don Brash, a former Prime Minister of New Zealand, who was banned from talking at Massey University. Well, the reason that they used was security issues, but the investigation by journalists and various people into it suggests that there's a number of tenuous arguments for this, and that there's a lot of people certainly been surprised by the action, and starting to ask questions. It has sort of, in some ways, possibly had a reverse effect on his popularity. In fact, it's sort of brought the issue to people's attention more than it otherwise would have done had they done nothing, and just maybe a couple of 50 people might have listened to what he said, and that would be the end of it. It's currently now being known as the Streisand effect, in relation to an issue that Barbara Streisand tried to stifle some years ago, and actually had the effect of increasing its publicity rather than decreasing it. So that's part of it. But I saw an article where they showed what he had said in his speech, and he quoted someone else, and then what the media or the particular investigative journal said he said, and they had deleted some of a lot of the stuff out of it, and actually changed the entire, and added a couple of words as well that he didn't say, and added, and it changed the entire context of what the point that he was making. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure about this. I wonder whether it just comes down to the fact that when you make statements and things like that, you've got to keep them so clear and simple, and rather than using say the media and reporting that, perhaps, I don't know, I'm just thinking on the hoof here, but perhaps this could be a very good reason for tweeting your ideas out, because of the limited soundbite issue there around this sort of thing. By only saying something that's very clear and succinct, and you're saying it yourself by controlling the narrative, because I guess people could quote you and still add and subtract from it, but it's very limited there, and quite a bit of access. But yeah, so it was a very interesting little read. I've seen similar things done with photographs, where someone has shown the actual photograph of what was occurring, which was usually I think I saw one where there was a picture of a couple of kids playing table tennis or something, and by cropping the photograph you were able to infer some sort of devious and really bad thing was going on in this thing, and it was the same photograph used for two totally and opposite and opposing purposes. So yeah, what's the answer to this? I'm sort of my thoughts are, I mean, in particular, there's been a number of people. Let's talk about, say, YouTube. There's been a number of people who have, and one has to be very careful when putting your ideas forward on this, because YouTube could very easily react to your comments by closing your channel down, from some of the stuff that I've read. But so one has to be very careful, and I don't know what the reaction to this would be. Some people have consider it to be a form of censorship, and are obviously and clearly looking at other ways of getting their message out in a similar sort of format. So it begs the question, well, obviously there's going to be competition in that space, and just what form that takes is going to be quite interesting. So yeah, I'm just sort of waiting and seeing what happens, because YouTube tends to be my primary, well, one of the primary sources that I am using to get the news that I want and what's coming forward to me. So yeah, interesting times, and I'm looking forward to it every day. So I'm sort of that's sort of all I've got written down here at the moment. I think I've gone through most of my topics, which is not too bad. I've got through 46 minutes, so I think just in an effort to well, perhaps I could I'll just flick over to my big screen and just perhaps have a bit of a look at my my channel here, and just go through a couple of things there and see see how things are progressing. So yeah, we what did we get there? Oh, that's right, we had now there's something that we could perhaps just talk about. I'll just have a look at some of the monitors visit, and what else did we have in the week there? The big day, which was the event, the Dismal, and yeah, the my new stepping there, and yeah, that takes us to our last vlog. So that's just jogged my memory there for a couple of topics. I would like to try and keep my live shows to pretty much the on the hour, to a minimum of the hour. So I'm just going to go back in here now and see what we've got. Yeah, well, now's the time to smash that like button. So yeah, during the week we had the monitors visit, which is this is a guy that comes around and reviews our stream and what have you, and reviews our courses and things like that, to make sure that we align with the other institutions that are offering our course, and that our courses are, you know, have all of the necessary resources and what have you, and that yeah, and he does that by interviewing the management, the tutors, and the students, and sort of the word I heard used was triangulate, but as a surveyor, a triangulate has a rather special meaning for us, and so I was quite interested in that one, into how that actually worked in that regard, and so it's not a word that I use, but by getting all the all of the opinions from that variety of people, I think what is possibly meant is that they want to know that everybody's reading off the same page. So it's within the organisation, they want to make sure that everyone's you know, everyone's happy with what everyone else is doing, and that if there are some areas or areas where issues exist, that these points are, you know, they appear in each one and what the opinions on those are. And of course that, you know, perhaps there's an issue that is very dear to the students' hearts that nobody else mentioned, and that type of thing. So yeah, it was it's an interesting process, and then that goes up across the various institutions as well, and so they can see you know, what others are doing, and that everybody's got the same standard, because our qualifications all must align with various accords, and that gives them their internationality, so that we can know that our qualification is well recognised, say in the United States and England, Australia, Europe, and all of these places. by all of the signatories to these various accords. So this monitoring process is just one of the checks and balances that is in that. So we had that, that was on the Thursday after the big event that I talked about. So yeah, that was quite interesting. That actually occurred, and the process was there and how it all works. So yes, now the next thing is a little bit of fun, and in fact I might go to the big screen here. So I've got that. I'll go to the big screen here, and I'll just put up this this vlog that I watch here. It's on YouTube. Here it is. This YouTube here, and it's Mo and Izzy. Mo and is it Izzy? I think it's this one here. Yeah, Mo and Izzy. This little vlog here of Mo and Izzy, and they're in South Wales, and they Emo's the mum and Izzy's her daughter, and they are homeschooling. Emo's homeschooling Izzy, and so they go on various meet with other homeschoolers and do various sort of things. I've as a sort of a teacher. I was going to say educationalist, but I think that's a possibly gilding the lily a bit. I've gone quite interested in the process, but anyway, yeah. So that's their site there. So just so you know who I'm talking about there, and yeah, I enjoy some of their stuff. It's really good, and the interaction and that. So Random Rocket, yeah. Hello. Well, I've been going for an hour or so, and just chatting away, going good. And yourself, how have you? How's the family? I've finally sort of caught up with things, and it's so great to see that your little one is there and seems to be progressing really well, and nice and happy from some of the photographs that you've got. So that's been pretty awesome. There, I'm just trying to have a look at your channel there. I've had a really busy. Oh, that's right, getting big. Yeah. Yeah, they grow pretty quick, all right. Yeah, they certainly do. Yeah, my own kids, my youngest is 26 or 27, I think. They're still growing. No, that's some of them. Or some of them are trying to grow smaller. Now, that's, yeah. So, that's awesome. And, yeah, I imagine that you'll be tracking progress there over time. Yeah, you got to enjoy it so much while they're that young. I'm got my young. I'm sorry, I'm just looking off here. I think I got your trying to find your channel again, just to catch up with. Oh, here it is here. Yeah, catch up with where things are at. I've had a really busy week. I've been away on the oh, I see. Oh, you've put some stuff up again. Yeah, I'll have to catch that a bit later on. Yeah, I've been away away for the weekend, so that's it's sort of cut into my time a bit, and I've had a particularly busy week. So yeah, I haven't been watching videos and things like that, but I have seen your videos come through. Yeah, I've got the notifications turned on, which is really good. So I'll catch up with those and hopefully get back to you on the week and see how Sky is going. But yeah, what about yourself? Have you you know, things are going good for you? You getting plenty of sleep, maybe, or you know, got some projects and what have you coming up? Yeah, that's all good over there in Scotland. So yeah, so I was just talking about earlier about a channel I watch, Imo and Izzy, and a thing that came up. I did a little on my on here. I did a little video on some glowworms, a series of things, and the answer to the challenge was yeah. The answer to the challenge was about that these particular little glowworms, the Dismalites, came from a canyon, the Dismal's Canyon in Alabama, the Dismalite, and that was the answer to the challenge. Anyway, Imo in her comments said that she was singing the song the Dismalites all day. The Dismalites. I knew exactly what she was talking about, so I started on YouTube and found an instrumental version of the Israelites, which was a song I can remember from years and years ago, and it was sung by a guy, Desmond Decker. So I was able to use that as part of my career. I thought it was quite funny, actually, the Dismalites and that sort of thing. And I did a little bit of research on Desmond Decker, and I found out that yeah, that he was one of the first reggae artists to become into popular culture from Jamaica, which was really good. Yeah, I see. Thanks for dropping by, Random Rocket. I appreciate your coming and chatting and stuff like that. Thanks very much, and looking forward to hearing more or seeing more on YouTube about your young. I'm going to try and go a bit Scottish here. Young Bairn Sky. So I don't know whether I've got that right. I'm sure you'll let me know. So yeah, it's good to see you again. And yeah, I think I got my story out about Imo and her Dismalites. So that's coming up to, well, we're coming up to the hour right now. So I think I'm gonna wind this up. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for dropping by, for liking and subscribing, and the wonderful support that you all give me and my channel. I really appreciate it. It's very encouraging, and well, I feel like I'm getting better and better, and I hope that's evident in on my videos. So feel free to like and subscribe. Smash that like button, as works hard for my kids is so keen to do, or keen to say anyway. And it's been great. I hope you I hope you enjoyed my live stream. Thanks very much. Yep. Cheers. See you.